This episode is brought to you by Schismatic Industries. Schismatic Industries is gi and no gi jiu-jitsu apparel. You can check out their apparel at www.schismaticindustries.com, which is spelled SCHISMATIC Industries. You can also follow them on Instagram at schismatic_industries and check them out for the best gi and no gi jiu-jitsu apparel. This episode is also brought to you by Guardian Oil. You can follow them at www.tryguardianoil.com or follow them on Instagram at handle tryguardianoil. Guardian Oil is a spray, a cleansing spray you can use before or after training, especially in the grappling department, to keep you clean, keep your skin healthy, soft, and clean from infection and germs.
I'm a champion now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The Doctor and the Driver podcast
starts now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Sleepy.
Yeah. I think I'm still feeling the morning.
You're still feeling the night?
Yeah.
You had a hard night?
Uh-huh.
Let's hear about
it. I just went to sleep, like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those days.
Nice, dude. You got work today?
No. Well, yeah, I do.
But not first thing this morning?
No, I don't.
You don't work, or you don't work this morning?
I don't work.
Oh, so you're going back to bed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good, me too.
It's gonna be dope.
I know. I'm already looking forward to going right back to sleep.
Yeah.
You at the new apartment?
I am.
Sweet. Good shit. Let's see.
It's been a while.
I know. Well, there was no fights last week, so has it been 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
This is my only opportunity to talk to you since you don't respond to text messages.
It's not true. I respond to certain text
messages. When I messaged you to confirm this time, there was like 17 messages on my end and like none on yours. It was like the last.
I don't know.
I don't know. Seems like you're when I went on it, it seemed like you're still hanging on to the, how do I word this? The untrue claim that Gilbert Burns doesn't speak English.
Yeah, I thought he didn't.
He definitely does.
Yeah, he does.
It's actually pretty good. Obviously the accent, but
yeah,
pretty good.
Fighting too.
He is. We'll get into that. That's next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for that.
That is an exciting one.
But we can run through last night's fights relatively quickly.
Dude, I'll be honest. If I could grade it, it was a little bit of a bore fest until the last 3 fights, honestly, to me.
I gotta be honest with you. The last 3 fights were like kind of the only ones I watched. I watched Beneil Dariush and Carlos Diego Ferreira. Actually, no, I mean, I guess the only one I only caught the last round of Clay Guida and Michael Johnson. But it sounds like that was kind of what happened the whole time.
No, so there's literally like every single fight was a decision, except
the first one.
Or Devontae Smith beat Justin James by like doctor stoppage because his eye was all fucked up.
See, I didn't watch any of the prelims at all.
Oh,
So even the prelims were kind of
yeah.
boring. Well, I was pretty impressed with the very first fight of the night. The light heavyweights. But Marquez guy, Danilo Marquez, he was pretty impressive. He pretty much implemented his will for the whole round and almost 2 rounds. Takedown after takedown after takedown, ground control, choke. I'd never even heard of that guy before. He's 11-2.
Well, either.
He looked really good.
Like
He
his
seemed,
tattoos.
yeah, he did have cool tattoos, didn't he? And then I knew the Beneil Dariush fight would be a good one. Um, I didn't really expect Dariush's wrestling to be that good. It kind of made it. Um, they were like both guys were so good on the ground. They're both like really high level jiu-jitsu guys, like in the competitive world. Like both of them have accomplishments to my knowledge. So I was like, whoever got the takedown would probably be able to, do better from the top. That's kind of what happened. Oh, so fun scrambles and stuff. Both guys look pretty okay striking. But Dariush Cat was relentless with that takedown, man. It seemed like it was a split decision, which I thought was kind of surprising. I even thought he won every round. I think they had it 29-28 split. I was like, I thought Dariush clearly won, but what do I know? Pretty exciting fighter. I like that fight, but then I didn't even see. I saw the last round of Clay Guida's fight. Was he just taking Michael Johnson down the whole time,
Yeah,
like the whole fight?
pretty much.
Clay Guida is still pretty impressive. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like even his last fight, I think he fought. You can probably look this up for me. I think he fought Bobby Green. I don't
Yeah.
know if that was his last fight,
I remember that happening. I feel like that has to be his last.
and, and he lost. He lost, but he did pretty fucking good. Like arguably could have won. And Bobby Green's pretty good, young stud. So I'm just saying, like Clay Guida, still pretty impressive as an old man. He's been doing this shit forever.
He's just a crazy guy.
He's what?
He's just a crazy guy.
Definitely a crazy guy. Speaking of old guys, here's some MMA news off the dome. See, Diego Sanchez is getting his last UFC fight with Cowboy Cerrone.
Was it Cowboys' last one too?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Maybe.
I wouldn't mind if it was. Honestly, I wouldn't mind.
What if he loses?
Definitely.
Wouldn't that be 5 in a row?
I don't. I don't think he'll lose to Diego Sanchez. That's kind of why I'd like it to be Cowboys' last fight because he's obviously slowed down a little bit. I still think he's good, but it's just not the same for sure. But Diego's another old guy that I think Cowboys probably will beat, and that'd be cool, like going away thing. I like guys going out on a win, kind of one of those kind of things. It's like when you leave the basketball court, you never wanna leave on a miss. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave on a make. Used to be my philosophy when I'd shoot hoops back in the day. You gotta leave on a make.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I'm a big baller too.
I know you are.
Yeah, that's my philosophy.
That was your philosophy. uh, no, yeah, I would like to see him beat Diego, and then hug it out. Two old heads, and they both decide to give it. Both make their retirement announcement together. That'd be cool. But definitely want him to win. But Diego's getting one more fight, and he said he's done. So I think it's pretty perfect, honestly.
Yeah. Then he'll ride off.
And then he'll ride off.
Ride off with his cowboy hat. Tippett.
That's right. And then this Cape fight. Is it Cape? Is that how they're saying, or Cafe? I think it's Cape, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
Cape.
that guy looks like one of those guys that has potential. I think he had some hype coming in. I think was this his first UFC fight?
I don't know.
I think it was his first UFC fight. He was getting a top 5 guy, and then again, it's flyweight. There's not like a whole lot of them, but
Mhm.
still. Um, I only watched the first round, I think, but he just seemed very hesitant. He kind of got a feeling that that was the way it was going to go. But I didn't really watch the last 2 rounds, so I'm not
He thought
sure.
he won.
He clearly won.
He thought he won.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What'd you think? Was it close?
I didn't really pay attention. It's more.
Mm. Oh shit.
Yeah. I was not a
Okay.
good student last night.
You're what?
I was drinking a lot.
Damn.
Yeah.
On the booze, bro.
Yeah, dude.
There. I'm over 60 days.
I did. Even I mean, I wasn't drinking Bud Light Zero. That's for sure.
I wasn't either. They didn't have any.
Oh, no.
Drinking some Bush NA. Damn, bro. But listen, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you, man.
Yeah.
You know. You know.
It's okay.
I'm Alex. I'm an alcoholic.
My name's Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Work.
Mhm.
Haven't got work yet.
This is what happens, dude. You start drinking and get real preachy. Like, hey man, I did it. You can do it too. You're like, okay, I don't want to do it. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here for you.
Listen, I'll be there when you call.
I don't think it's a problem. In fact, I enjoy drinking casually. Listen, you're lying to yourself. You need to stop, and I'm here for
Yeah.
you.
Um. But I was sober enough to watch Corey Sandhagen,
Ooh,
Ed, and Frankie Edgar, dude.
I know. I had a feeling I didn't think it was gonna happen like that, but Jesus Christ.
That was brought back memories to obviously Ben Askren.
Yeah, and it reminded me. Obviously, it's a totally different thing, but like the Buckley knockout,
Mhm.
similar walk off fashion for sure. That's obviously knockout of 2021 so far.
Yeah,
It's probably going to stand. It's definitely going to be at least in the talks in the end of 2021. There's no way it won't be.
he's sick.
That was one of the best knockouts I've ever seen,
Uh-huh.
hands down.
Just knee to face perfectly. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
like the old like timber, not like
Yeah,
fucking fell over like a sack of potatoes.
I know, dude. That was pretty fucking sweet.
And then was out for like fucking 10 minutes.
That was rough. I don't even know if Corey Sandhagen threw a punch. I'm not even sure if he did. Maybe like a couple jabs just like keep him
Yeah,
away.
it was 28 seconds. So,
Yeah, well, I was looking, Frankie Edgar was really bringing the pressure in. Of course, Sandhagen looked like he wanted no part of it. And I'm like, okay, all right, Frankie. Okay, Frankie. And I was like, this is looking good for Frankie. He's bringing the pressure.
he
And then, of course, Sandhagen was like, okay, you're going to keep doing this shit? All right, here we go.
got something for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
does
that
you're a title fight now? That's what I was
definitely, definitely,
definitely.
definitely. I mean, he doesn't jump anyone. I mean, Aljamain Sterling and Pietro Jan are definitely still going to fight, but he needs the winner.
Next one, yeah.
The only thing that makes it kind of funky is if Aljo wins, Aljo did kind of destroy Sandhagen, but Sandhagen's gotten 2 giant wins since then. So what do you want to do? Keep fighting big names? It's kind of silly. So if you remember the short timeline, Aljamain choked him out. That was really the title number one contender fight. So then Sandhagen fights Marlon Moraes, has that crazy wheel kick, and knocks out Marlon Moraes.
Uh-huh.
And now I think that was the first round. And actually, I'm pretty positive that was the first round. And then last night, obviously, 28 seconds. Like, what does he need to fight a third person to get a title fight? No, definitely not. Definitely not. You could have made an argument, I think, that after knocking out Marlon Rice, he was next in line, but he still took another fight. So it's kind of like a Max Holloway thing. Like Max Holloway just took on Calvin Kattar. Does he get a title fight, or does he? Well, maybe it's not as good of an example because he was the champion, but you just can't keep fucking around in the top of whatever wait, you know. So I think it'd be hard to.
Jeez.
I think it'd be hard to deny. It's early, man. It's very early here. I think it'd be hard to deny him a title fight. I do. He's fucking good, man. He always has very, very impressive wins like that. Even like I said, his last one with Marlon Rice, that spinning wheel kick, fucking heel to the top of the head, just drop Rice. And then he does this shit last night. I mean, kid's good, man. Serious, serious potential with this kid.
You think he beats Alderman?
I think Aljamain's best guy in the division. I'm not changing my mind there. I think he's very fucking good. We'll see how he does against Jan, because Jan's one of those guys that's really good, but myself included, nobody doesn't really like to admit it, but he's really good. But he's pretty one-dimensional. He's like a really good boxer. But Aljamain's super well-rounded. Very well. He can do everything. So, but I mean, you can't deny Sanhagen the title shot, even if it is against Sterling again. I mean, he's clearly the next best guy.
Clearly.
And then the main event was kind of a heartbreaker.
Yeah, dude, we were both feeling Alistair, man.
I think he's kind of similar to like Dustin Poirier, like Wonder Boy, as far as like super likable. Like he's the nice guy of the heavyweight division. Been around forever. Yeah, I mean, he kind of sort of was on a 5-fight win streak. The one fight he didn't win was the Rosenstrike one when guy's lips split open. That was him getting punched with literally a second left. You know what I mean? Like, he was destroying him.
Won the entire fight before then.
Oh, it would have been 50-45. It would have been every round one. And then he won his next 4. So he was really on like a 5-fight win streak. He was looking good, but he still does the same shit. He still does the same, like, I'm really glad they mentioned it last night because I was like, am I the only one seeing this shit? I know I can't be because his last fight that he won, he was doing it and he kept almost getting stopped. If you remember, I forgot who he was fighting. I think, whatever his name was, but he was getting picked apart in the feet and he would just like cover up, just shell up, and let the person like tee off. And then until he started taking what's his face down and then fucking him up like bad. I mean, that guy was terrible on the ground. You know, he was really losing that fight. I think it was the last round he got the stoppage too. So, and I said it last night in our group chat. I don't know if Volkov's ever been outstruck ever. Everyone takes him down. Like Curtis Blades destroyed him. That was the fight you won money, I think, on. Like Curtis Blades just picked him up, slammed him, laid on him, picked him up, laid on him. Like didn't strike with him at all. And then I know Derek Lewis knocked him out. But Derek Lewis was getting his ass kicked that whole fight. He just got that crazy power. And he caught, that was one of those other things. He caught him with like, I don't know, 10 seconds left in the fight or something crazy. But really, he doesn't get outstruck. He's a really good striker. Really good striker. Former Bellator champ, to my knowledge. Like, he's legit. Like, you gotta take that dude down. He's really long, and he's a good striker. And Overeem was like, just not a whole lot of output. he'd throw a few shots, then he'd kind of get backed up, cover up, get backed up, cover up. He just wasn't doing enough. It was a shame, though. I'm a big Overeem fan. He's probably my favorite heavyweight, honestly. I like him a lot. I'm a bummer.
You're not satisfied with last night's performance.
I was upset. I mean, he's old. I don't even think he should be fighting, but the fact he was still winning was exciting. So he's over 40 years old, 100%. Like, definitely over 40. I'm not sure how much over 40, but he's an old man. He's been fighting forever.
Yeah, I mean, when you see videos of him in Pride, you're just like, what?
Yeah, he was
He's
crazy. Well,
40.
he is 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 5 years, he's 75 probably. He
Yeah.
has so many kickboxing fights, so many fights in like Pride. I'm pretty sure he's like a K1 kickboxing champion. Like
Mhm.
a lot of fights, a lot of fights, a lot of knockouts. He's lucky he still has his brain. He's been knocked out a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. He is one of the most vicious being knocked outs in UFC history. That fucking Francis Ngannou uppercut slash hook thing, where Overeem's like head smacked his head smacked his spine basically. He's been knocked out a lot, but yeah, he just does this weird, slow, not a lot of output kind of thing, and still wins fights. But sometimes he has a good game plan. Like when he fought Rosenstrike, he took Rosenstrike down like every time. It was like, okay, he realized this guy's a striking threat. Let's take him down. You'd think he would think the same about Volkov. That was my thought. I was like, he's not going to stand strike with Volkov. That'd be kind of silly. He's going to take him down. He's got way better wrestling,
Well, you just never
which
did.
never did. I think he tried once, and that was after he was fucked up. Like he just instinctually. Dominic Cruz made a hilarious comment last night. I don't know if you caught it. He's like, a couple punches to the face like that makes everyone a D1 champ real quick. They start looking for the takedowns. But yeah, I feel like that's the only reason he was hurt. So he started grabbed the leg. But I mean, because he's so decorated in the striking department, it probably feels like he should be able to beat everyone striking. He's just a different striker now, fortunately.
Yeah.
And when he throws, they got pop. They really do. But he just like never does. I'm like, dude, you threw 3 strikes the whole round. What are you doing?
At all or no? Oh, you only do cheeky bets. That's right.
I only do cheeky bets.
Yeah. Because
Cheeky bet.
gambling is against the moment tradition.
Yeah. I don't gamble.
No gambling, no caffeine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm here to talk, Alex. If you wanna, we can talk about your gambling and your drinking problems.
Sure.
Uh,
Speaking of gambling,
speaking of gambling,
next week is when we get to cash in.
yes, sir. Oh man, I'm so glad I thought of this just now because I was definitely going to forget, dude. Here's you need to give Dan Hardy another chance.
No.
Because you're always hating on him. Listen,
He sucks.
definitely not. I'm not like the biggest fan of his commentary. I don't hate it like you, but I'm not. He's not like one of my favorites either. But dude, he has um, Tom from God Mode, obviously. Tom, not your dad, Tom. He uh he told me to watch one of his like breakdown fights from his YouTube channel, Dan Hardy's. Dude, they're the best I've ever seen.
You
And his what's that?
love him now, huh?
Dude, his breakdown videos are really good. I watched the Burns and Usman one. I think you should give it a shot. It's very good. It's very detailed. It's a lot of research with video. But like, look at this, rewind, look at this, huh?
With pictures.
Videos, like old fights. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
Here's what he's very good. And very, 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 very good. You would definitely enjoy it. I watched that one, and then I watched it was Burns and Usman breakdown, and then I watched um
Whoa.
what's that?
Dude, I'm just looking at the disrespect the line for giving Gilbert Burns.
That's good.
Whoa. Good for me.
But I also watched Dan Hardy's breakdown with Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz, which is also really good. But I definitely recommend the Burns Usman one. So what's the disrespect on
Dude,
Burns? Show me.
Gilbert Burns is a plus 220 underdog.
Wow,
Wow. I
that'll change.
I
That'll
would
change.
guess, like if I could guess the line, yeah, I guess that we are a week out. If I would have guessed the line. I knew Burns was gonna be the underdog, but I was gonna say it would be like plus 150. It like
Yeah,
highest, like
I,
plus.
I thought I thought it'd be pretty close. I thought it'd be pretty close.
I thought he'd be like plus 125, plus 150.
Sounds like pretty big dog
Yeah,
for now.
right now.
Let's hear what's by submission by knockout. What are those looking like? Is it too soon?
Method of victory. All right, so for Gilbert Burns, KO, TKO plus 700, points plus 650, submission plus 750. World Gilbert.
Both of those stoppages are going to be good. I would put a little bit on both of those if I were you.
So you could do the double chance, Gilbert Burns by TKO or submission plus 350.
Mm. Would that be smarter to do that, or to just put some on submission and some on knockout? Which would be smarter?
Well, it would be smarter to pick the one that either or happens, because if you're wrong, and
Okay,
I mean you lose your bet,
I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
I don't think you can make it up. They make it literally. They make the line on purpose so that you can't do that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense now. Because it's like split right in half, huh?
Yeah, it's literally split in half of the two odds.
Gotcha. Dude, I would put money on that because as much as I'm with you on the Burns is winning, I don't think Burns wins the decision. I don't think he can. I think he has to finish him.
Think so?
Yeah, I do. Unless they stand up the whole time, maybe he could win a striking decision. But if he was winning a striking decision, I think Usman would look to take him down, which is where Gilbert Burns would have to figure a way to win on the ground, which he's done time and time again. But yeah, I don't think so, man. I think it'd be really hard for that fight to get 25 minutes and Usman doesn't win. That would be hard for me. Usman has the perfect style to win decisions. That's what he usually does. Usually bad, like 10-8s, 10-8s, 10-8s. Like he can dominate you, but he's not really a finisher.
Mm-hmm.
And his style with his wrestling and his pressure, I don't think anyone's gonna beat him in the decision. I don't. So yeah, I would bet Burns by either stoppage personally, because it's really a matter of does Usman try to take him down? Burns was just on last week's episode of Believe You Me, Michael Bisping's podcast, and he said, "Are you going to try to take Usman down?" And Burns said, "Absolutely, for sure I am. It's going to be an MMA fight, basically. Like I'm going to stand and strike with him."
Say that in Portuguese.
No, it was in English, definitely. I'm like, man, this is an awfully long interview in a language he doesn't speak.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He said he's definitely going to try to take him down, and then he said, Bisping was like, "Do you think he's going to try to take you down?" And then Burns said, "I hope so."
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Well,
We'll see. He was very honest about because they kind of did because they trained together forever. They were training partners for a long time, and he was very honest about who's like better where. He was like, they're like, "Who's stronger?" And he goes, "Ooh," he goes, "Usman's very strong, very strong." He's like, I think since I came up to 170, we're probably pretty close now because Burns used to fight 155 for some reason because he's pretty fucking big at 170.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Who's the better grappler?" He's like, "Oh, my jiu-jitsu's better for sure." And he's like, "But his wrestling's definitely better." You know, he was very modest. He was keeping it real. He was like, my wrestling's not as good as Usman's is. There's no way. So I don't know, man. Is Usman's wrestling defense good enough to stop Burns from taking him down? I think it probably could be. I think Burns will have a hard time trying to take Usman down. Usman's never been taken down in the UFC, which is kind of crazy. It was like I remember when he fought Colby. It was like Colby got taken down one time in his UFC career. Usman was taken down 0. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty hard to take Usman down. But that means who's the better striker? I don't know. I think Burns is more powerful. I'm obviously going to be stealing some of Dan Hardy's breakdown, but I think yeah, I mean, not that I never thought what's that?
For those who have seen it are like, this sounds really familiar.
Well, no, that's the first thing I said that was on that, but well, I mean, I think I'm on record saying this, but I think he's more powerful. He's knockouts and shit. Usman doesn't have those, but um, but Usman's long, man. He's long, and he's got pretty decent striking, good like at range striking, jabs and such. So the matter is, can Gilbert Burns get in? Can he get in? Can he hurt him? Can he make Usman want to wrestle? Can he stay off the fence? I think that would be one. I don't know if I might be stealing that from Dan Hardy too. I'm not sure if I am, but Usman's really good at pushing people against the fence and holding them there, like he did for Masvidal the whole fight, Woodley the whole fight. Um, and I feel like at some point Burns might even just fucking pull guard. Like if they're stuck there, just jump guard. I don't know. I don't know. Starting to sound like. By the way, I'm still all the way on Team Burns. I'm just saying.
Anyways, jeez.
I'm just saying. Just letting you know.
Weird.
I don't think Burns can win the decision. I don't. I think he needs to finish. I think he will. I mean, I'm still on my pick. I think Burns wins this fight, but I don't think he wins the decision. I think he's got to finish him.
All right.
What do you have to say about that?
I think he fucks him up, dude.
Think he fucked him up?
I think I do. I think he got lucky that he got COVID because he would have had this belt however long ago that was. That was a while ago, wasn't it?
I think it was like November.
Yeah. It was like when, yeah, it was like early
I think it was November. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what would be more satisfying, a knockout or a submission. I don't know.
sub.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was being biased,
No,
but
I knew you were gonna say that, but yeah, I think it'd just be impressive if he does it, because then it just proves how much better he is than everybody.
yeah, I think it'd be impressive if you got stuff from the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you wanted to take me down? Like, I'll make you regret that decision real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm.
What do you think? I mean,
This is an interesting fight. Dude, all these fights are very interesting.
you think I don't understand how it's the co-main.
Really? Macy Barber is a pretty big deal, man. She's like the next thing.
Oh, okay.
Alexa Grasso is a big name too. I'm not hating on it at all.
I thought you were gonna hate on it. I guess I dropped the ball there. I thought you were gonna be like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And then you did that. So okay.
Well, Macy Barber was like, well, I'm not. Amanda Hebos kind of took over, I think, as like the next big thing. She did lose, but she got knocked out. I think she was winning the whole fight till then, but she lost. But she had that aura around her or whatever, right? It was like she's the next thing.
Mm,
Well, that was Macy Barber until Macy Barber got hurt. Macy Barber fought Roxanne Modafferi and tore her ACL, if you remember. Finished that whole fight with it. She lost, but she finished the fight with a legitimately torn ACL, which was crazy. And she was undefeated in the UFC. She was the youngest fighter on the roster for a long time. I think she's 21 now. She's like the big deal. She's like the future kind of thing. But she's been out for a long time with an ACL injury,
She's
and
20.
she comes she's 22 now.
Yeah.
Okay, 22. And she's coming back against a pretty big name in Alexa Grasso, who's a really good boxer. Alexa Grasso is a very good, pretty good boxer, pretty good striker from Mexico. It's kind of a big comeback fight, like to get someone like that well good and also pretty big name. But I mean, I guess if you want me to agree with you, Kelvin Gastelum and Ian Heinisch could have been the co-main event.
I just thought it just think it's weird they're the third. Honestly, is like when I look,
That's a good fight. Those are two.
that fight is third.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing necessarily. Ian Heinisch and Kelvin Gastelum, that's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. A big test for Ian Heinisch.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know where I'm at on that.
I think I'm gonna go with Heinisch.
That's what I was gonna. I was leaning. I was like, do I want to say Heinisch?
But he's definitely never fought anyone with the caliber of Kelvin Gastelum. That's for sure. Kelvin Gastelum is a who's who, man.
Gastelum's the younger one.
That's weird.
You
Yeah,
don't.
Gastelum was really good in the game. Very young. Very young. Was Gastelum like 28 years old?
Yeah, but he has lost. He's lost 3 in a row now.
Yeah. They were all kind of like a.
Here until Israel Adesanya and Jack Hermanson. So it's not like it was like.
Yeah. No, well then he had a crazy one of probably the best fight in middleweight history, arguably, with Israel Adesanya. That was for the interim championship. It was a crazy fight. Adesanya's hardest fight for sure.
Scalp Michael Bisping, which is not saying much.
Yeah, he knocked out like half of Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping took the fight on like 2 weeks' notice, right after he got choked out from George St. Pierre. He had to do 2 weight cuts in 2 weeks, and he just shouldn't take the fight. He said it. He's on record saying it. But it was more hilarious, which he acknowledges how hilarious it is. After the fight, they asked him if he was going to retire, and he said, it'll take a bigger piece of shit than Kelvin Gastelum to make me retire. And then he retired. But then he retired. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think Heinz has been very impressive every time he's been in there. Very impressive, very explosive, big guy. Let's not forget, Kelvin Gastelum is not really a middleweight. He's just like he's pretty small. He's just like a guy who hates cutting weight. He was terrible at making weight at welterweight. So he's like, fuck, I'll go up to middleweight. But he's just like short and chubby. You know what I mean? Like everyone outsides him, basically. Heinisch is a big dude, man. He's a big guy. Big guy. Pedro Munez and Jimmy Rivera is a pretty good fucking fight, too. Really good fight. Pedro Munez actually both these guys just bring it. Can you give me the odds on that fight?
I sure can.
Bantamweight's one of those sneaky divisions you always forget how good it is. Bantamweight's pretty stacked.
Pedro is the underdog at plus 124.
Ooh, Alex, I'm not trying to steer you away from anything, but I might look into. I was thinking Munez would be the favorite. And I want to look into that one, my friend.
He is the dog.
I would think Munez. Dude, the prelims, Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. That's fucking good.
I saw that. Yeah, that'll be a good
That's a
one.
good fight. That's a good fight. And Balil Muhammad, he's good. Fighting Diego Lima. That's a good fight. That's the second fight of the night. That's kind of weird. It's a good fight. Pretty sure Belal Muhammad is ranked. Why is he on the fucking second fight of the night?
Dude, our girl Jill, friend of the podcast, Jillian Roberts, starts off the night.
Does she?
She does, according to Google.
Oh, in the early prelims.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we were going to talk about this. Maybe we did.
What?
This is a scary fight for Jillian, dude.
Yeah, you did. You said that.
Did I? Dude, they're like
Moan.
this chick. Dude, this chick is like legit, like super legit. Oh yeah, come here because we talked about how big her biceps were, right?
She's jacked.
She's jacked, and she's really good. I remember after her first fight, I heard someone who I don't remember who it was, someone whose credibility I certainly trust, was like, maybe it was like Big John McCarthy, I think, and he was like, even before she came into this fight, he's like, this girl might be like the next best 125 or right behind Valentina Shevchenko. Like she's that good. But she's obviously got to fight her way up, like earn her way. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying this might be a trap fight.
It's a trap.
Of course, we're behind Jillian 100%. I'm just saying, could be a trap fight. I like how Jillian is so willing to fight. She fights so frequent. She's like the Cowboy Cerrone of women now. Her and who's the other chick that fights her? Like Angela Hill. Angela Hill had like most fights in a year or something like that. But Jillian's like definitely in that. She's like always trying to fight. Is Ricky Simone fighting too? Get the fuck out of here! I didn't hear you say that. Sorry.
Jeez.
Dude, Ricky Simone literally fought 2 weeks ago, I think.
He won, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he won big time.
V. Callagher too. That guy, Brian sucks.
Brian Callagher sucks.
No, I'm just saying that. I think he
Oh.
beat that made me lose a bet, and I was upset about it. So
Ricky Simone's really good, man. He's really good. He brings that relentless pressure.
a win that I was like, you asshole.
That's a good fight, dude. Why is it at 5 o'clock? What the fuck? Oh, okay, never mind. It changes the time when you click prelims. I did not know that.
Yeah, dude, he fucking won his last fight by KO, and I think I bet on the other guy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go and tell you the fights I'm excited for, and I'll give a pick. I'm really worried about the Jillian Robertson fight, but I'm obviously going to stick with her. Ricky Simone, I'm excited for that. I think Ricky Simone probably gets it done. Belal Muhammad is a good fight, and I like him in that fight. He's pretty good. He's a pretty interesting prospect. Jim Miller and Bobby Green. That should be a really good fight. Yeah, I'd go Bobby Green too. Nothing but respect for Jim Miller. And then I'm really excited about. I think Pedro Munez and Jimmy Rivera could be a really good fight. I'm thinking Pedro Munez though. I really am. Kelvin Gastelum, Heinisch. I'm gonna go Heinisch. I don't know why, but I'm doing it. And then I hope. What was that?
What do you think about the lady?
I hope Macy Barber wins. I hope she does. I think it'd be really hard to give a prediction, man. She has been out for so long of giant injuries, ACL surgery. Alexa Grasso is definitely no joke. Definitely no joke.
She probably got stem cells.
Maybe.
Probably better.
I don't know. Maybe she's got a robot knee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess fuck it. I'll say Macy Barber. But I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised either way. But I'll stick with her. She's the future. In fact, that's her nickname, Macy the Future Barber. And then, come on, Dorina Burns by submission. I don't know. I kind of think he knocks him out, but I'd like a submission win. I would like a submission win.
Wait, what kind?
What kind? Oh.
Submission does it get?
Well, I'm always gonna say leg lock. I think that'd always be exciting.
Well, no, I'm saying, what do you realistically think Gilbert Burns will be able to throw up and get?
His arm bars are so good. I would say arm bar. His arm bars are crazy good.
Yeah.
I think he has like a whole series on like BJJ Fanatics on arm bars. like an instructional.
Mhm.
Like arm bars from everywhere, arm bars from the guard, arm bars from the back. But no, I think triangle, man. I think triangle. That's what I think. Because guys like Usman will be fucking trying to rain down bombs. I think Burns could catch a wrist or something, kick a leg through, sync up a triangle, cinch it up. And I don't think Usman would tap. I think Usman would go out, which would be preferred. But Usman's been guillotined before. So honestly, guillotine's probably the most realistic.
Yeah.
Catch him coming in, you know what I mean?
I
Catch
don't
him coming in. Because he has been submitted. His one loss is a guillotine loss.
Yeah. And you don't have to be Gilbert Burns to really like land a
That's definitely not true. I'm sure the
So
wrestlers like guys who wrestle constantly, their guillotine defense has to be pretty good because that's the first thing everyone's going to try to do. I can tell you that's the first thing I try to do because I don't like to wrestle. I think we talked about this before. I'm lazy.
yeah.
So when we do wrestling in class, I just sit there and I like pretend like I'm going to wrestle and I just wait for someone to shoot and then I just try to slap the guillotine on. And sometimes I get it, sometimes I get taken down, but you know what? My energy level's still there. I didn't put a lot of effort into it, so we're good.
Hmm.
Wrestling's too tiring, dude. We'll put 10 minutes on the clock and we'll do just wrestling, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's like I'm here to use my brain.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, just take me down. Like, but the fun thing about that is, I have no ego in it, so I don't care if I get taken down. I try very little. So then everyone else is really tired because they go all out, try to take each other down. And then when we start rolling after, I'm the freshest guy, which is nice.
Little wrinkle that you got there.
I see. Yeah, one of my friends was he was like gassed out on the wall, and he was like, "This is terrible." And I'm like, "Why are you trying?" Like,
Wow, great teammate, Gage.
he goes,
Are you actually trying? I'm glad right now.
he's like, "I got an ego." He's like, "I got an ego." He's like, "If I'm in there, I don't want someone to take me down." I'm like, "Well, it's making you tired, buddy."
Maybe.
It's so funny when we get new guys, and then like when we do no-gi class, we always drill takedowns, and then when someone's like asking me for help on the technique, and as we know, in general, I don't like helping people, especially when they're asking takedown stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't really wrestle, man. Like, I don't really wrestle.
Cheer for wrestling, but
He's like, well, oh, okay. And I'm like, you know what I would do? I'm like, what? I'm like, I would have pulled guard long ago before we even got to the spot. I would have been sitting on my butt a long time ago. But yeah, honestly, yeah, no, that made me change my mind. Guillotine is the most likely, I would say.
oh, got a nice little card to look forward to. I think it's gonna be profitable for me.
It's a good card. It's a good card. But speaking of being profitable, I feel like a lot of these, I would not be surprised if they went either way. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
I'm not real confident on any of these
Burns
picks.
is a fucking done deal.
What's that? Oh, you think Gilbert Burns is done deal?
Except Gilbert Burns is a done deal.
Except Gilbert Burns, yeah. All these other ones are pretty like I don't know, man. I can definitely see any of these going either way. I'm not real confident in any of these picks. Definitely stay away from the Macy Barber pick because I don't know. I don't know. It was so funny. I'm here. I forgot to say this when we were talking about the Heat Boss fight, and you're like, I wasn't even going to bet on it, and I did. And damn it, Gage, we don't bet on women's MMA. I remember you saying that. But then I'm looking back, I'm like, well, hang on, but you lost all your other picks too. What the fuck are you talking about?
But she was the first one, so it gave me no hope at all.
He lost all your other bets too. What are you talking about? Those were men. That's funny. But that's all I got.
All right. All right.
Time to go back to bed, my friend.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Time to go back to sleepies. All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah.
Pretty excited about next week. It's a pretty good fucking card.
Yeah.
I'm
Can't wait.
not mad. Oh, I watched Paige Van Zant's bare knuckle boxing debut.
How'd that go?
Not too good. Not too good. It was an okay fight.
Is her,
Definitely lost. Was it what?
is her face okay?
I know it was. That's what pissed me off. She didn't get cut up real bad. I was like, I at least wanted her to get real cut up. That was like why I tuned in.
Yeah, were you J and your D to it?
Definitely not.
Okay.
But I will say that those post fight interviews are atrocious.
I bet, dude.
That chick was like gross to listen to. Like the girl who won. I don't know her name. Don't care. But
Is her voice or like how she looked?
n- everything is what she said. It
What she,
wasn't her voice. It was just she just kept screaming before it started. She's like ah, but like in a really gross way. And then she's like, guys, I am not a person. I'm not a person. I was like, what's she saying? And she's like, I'm a feeling. And everyone was like, oh,
oh,
this is the
gee,
most cringy. Is the cringiest shit you could ever watch. It was bad. It was like the cringe level never went down. It either was plateauing or rising.
oh,
It was gross.
you went up
It was
higher.
awful. Yeah, I watched. Kimberly was with me on the couch when we watched it, and like the whole time, I'm like, this is so bad. And then I'm like, why we just wasted 5 minutes to listen to that chick talk? It was awful. This is the worst sporting interview I've ever heard. Marshawn Lynch's are way better.
Yeah, his are entertaining at least.
Yeah, but even before it became a thing, and there was just like kind of weird. Remember, it was like kind of weird at first, and then it became like
He's
a
the only one that,
thing.
and it wasn't a no. Yeah,
Yeah, like first I was like, what's this guy doing?
like,
Yeah, even his are better than that. It was bad, but yeah, no, she definitely lost, which is kind of satisfying in a weird way. But I tuned in because I'm like, it's funny because she's known for being pretty, and she leaves the UFC, and now she's gonna get cut up. But then she didn't really like at all. So that was
everyone
kind of
hates
lame.
her, dude. They hate the. They hate. You know, it's time for the pretty people to get knocked down a peg or two. You know.
I don't know. Time, yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
That's it. I think that's it.
All right.
Excited for next week.
Yeah.
You gonna give Gilbert Burns a follow?
Sure.
I think you should.
If he wins, he'll deserve my follow.
Well, what if he loses and then it's like you could have gave him the inspiration?
I don't think he gives a shit about me.
I think he does. He responds by messages. So
All right.
he literally sent me a link.
It could have been a virus. He probably owns
No,
the.
no. I asked him where to get something that he was talking. He had in his videos.
Onto your
Huh?
device. He probably embedded spyware onto your device. So
I don't think so.
he's probably looking at all your shit now.
I was like, hey man, how do I get this?
How
I
do
was
you
like, how do I
know
get
he's
one?
a voyeur, bro?
Huh?
How do you know he's not like a voyeur?
I don't know what that is.
The person that just likes to watch. Like he obviously he sent you a link. And he's like, you know who'll never suspect that I just put malware in this link? Me.
How difficult is that to do?
Huh?
Is that difficult to do?
Yeah, you have to know what you're doing, but maybe he's like a computer science guy no one knows about. And then he's like he has like all these links that he sends out and he's just watching all these people.
I'm going to like that's a really good theory. I'm
Yeah.
going to counter you and say it's probably not the case.
I don't think it is either, but it's fun to think about.
Maybe, but I was like, where did you get this? And he's like, online, and then he sent me a link. I was like, sweet, that's the future champ right there.
Future champ sent me a link.
I know this is a good card next week. I'm pretty excited. Even good prelim, pretty exciting. Okay, dude. Well, it's bedtime for me. Cool.
See ya.
Peace out.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.